Welcome to The Explainer. You know that feeling? It seems like every couple of months, AI takes this massive leap forward that just seems to come out of nowhere, catching even its own creators off guard. We're all just constantly trying to keep up. So today, we're going to dig into why that keeps happening.
Right. This is the big question, isn't it? It's not just a hunch we have, it's a real documented pattern. The very experts, the people on the front lines building this stuff, are repeatedly forced to shorten their own forecasts. Timelines that they thought were decades out are now being measured in just a handful of years. What is going on? Well, it turns out the real answer has less to do with the silicon chips and more to do with us. It's a fundamental mismatch between the way our brains are wired to see the world and the way this technology is actually growing. To really get a handle on AI's wild acceleration, we've got to start by looking at a critical bug in our own operating system. There's actually a name for it: exponential growth bias. See, our brains evolved to think in straight lines. If you walk for twice the time, you go twice as far. It's simple, it's intuitive, and for pretty much all of human history, it worked just fine. But when you put our linear brains up against something that compounds on itself, our intuition just completely falls apart. Okay, let me give you a classic example. Imagine a single lily pad in a pond. It doubles in size every single day. Now, if it takes a full 30 days to cover the entire pond, on what day is the pond still half empty? The gut reaction for most people is, somewhere around day 15, right? The answer is day 29. That's right. The jump from half covered to completely covered happens in one final explosive day. That shocking leap, that is exponential growth. And that's exactly why AI progress feels so sudden and surprising. We're living on day 29, but our brains are still thinking it's day 15. Okay, so that's the psychology behind why we're always so surprised. Now let's look at the actual technology that's making it happen, because this isn't just a theory. There's a whole new class of AI that is making this exponential curve a reality right now. We've made a huge leap from the chatbots that we've gotten used to. A chatbot is what you'd call stateless. It answers a single question, and then it basically forgets everything. An agent, though, is totally different. It remembers things, it makes plans, and it can actually act on your behalf to chase after complex goals over time. It's the difference between a simple calculator and a strategic accountant. And what's really fascinating is seeing all the different ways people are trying to build these agents. You can see here, they're using all these different metaphors to make them work. Some are treating the AI like a logical step-by-step machine. Others are programming it to act like a team of colleagues having a conversation. And some are even structuring them like a little company with the CEO and everything. The point is, there is a ton of innovation happening in this space. Now, under the hood, most of these agents run on a really simple but powerful loop called react. First, they think about what to do next. Then they take an action, like using a tool. And finally, they observe what happened. It's super effective, but there's a flaw. If it makes a mistake early on, it can go way down the wrong path and never even realize it. And this is the real breakthrough. It's an upgrade to that loop that adds a crucial new step: critique. As you can see, another AI model comes in to act like a reviewer. It looks at the agent's work and gives it feedback. And then the original agent gets to try again. This ability to self-correct is an absolute game changer. It's like having a built-in quality control system. And it's one of the biggest reasons these AIs are getting so good so fast. So, with this new self-correcting AI technology taking off, how are the experts reacting? Let's zoom back out and see what's happened to the predictions for artificial general intelligence, or AGI. That's the point where AI becomes broadly smarter than humans. The way leaders in this field are talking has just completely changed. What used to be framed as this distant, maybe in our lifetime scientific problem is now being talked about like an immediate engineering challenge. The CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, he's not talking about decades anymore. He's talking about 2 to 3 years. And this right here just lays it all out, plain as day. Back in 2022, the median expert guess for AGI was 2060. Just 1 year later, that jumped forward 13 years to 2047. Now, forecasting platforms are pointing to 2031. And the CEOs who are actually building this stuff, they're pointing to the late 2020s. The timeline isn't just shrinking anymore, it's collapsing. So this collapse creates a huge problem for society, a fundamental conflict between the speed of this technology and, well, the speed of everything else. Think about the Industrial Revolution, the last really massive societal transformation. That whole thing unfolded over 80 plus years. It gave our laws, our schools, and our economies whole generations to adapt. The AI revolution seems to be happening on a timeline of less than a decade. It's moving at the speed of light, not the speed of a steam engine.
This creates what experts call a clock speed mismatch, and you can see it perfectly here. Technology is a rocket, accelerating on that exponential curve we talked about. But our governance, our laws, our policies, that's a turtle, designed for slow, steady, linear change. It's just not equipped to regulate a target that is constantly accelerating away from.
And that leaves us with this final, really critical question. Recognizing our own linear bias, our brain's little blind spot, isn't just some interesting thought experiment. It's the key to truly understanding the incredible speed of the change we are all facing. Our entire society was built for gradual evolution. The challenge for us, right now, is to prepare for a rupture.